Hello, good people. Welcome to Find Ways to Win. Once again, I'm your host, Fitzgerald Stevens. Pleasure to be coming into your home, just trying to chat with you a little bit, just talk about some things that I think is going to bring value to your life. I think it's going to enhance your life in this moment forward. That's why I make content. That's why I try to get out there and talk to people to get them in the thinking and the thinking and the doing of just putting a winning mindset together. What does it take to have that consistent winning mindset? Want to talk to you guys about positive doing. Positive doing. Now, this is going to be a twist, but it's not going to be a twist. We hear there is many books and articles and seminars and various blogs that have been preached about positive thinking. When I hear the word positive thinking, one name comes to mind is Norman Vincent Peale. He wrote a book called Positive Thinking, very good book, and that is one of the things that that most of the great people have in common. They're very good at positive thinking. And I believe in positive thinking. I believe that that how you think is ultimately what you will become. I believe as the Holy Bible would say, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things be a good report. Think on these things. But lately, as I'm looking at it in this chapter of my life and seeing where I've come from and seeing where I'm going and just analyzing and looking at things in a different spill to see how I've been effective, what I could have done, what I didn't do, how things should be approached, maybe in a better way, how I can shorten the learning curve, how I can shorten the achievement curve. I've come to the conclusion that positive doing is far more superior than positive thinking. Am I asking you to stop thinking? Absolutely not. Do I advocate against those teachings, or have I unplugged that I won't be a positive thinking or stop listening to people who positive thinking? No. But in my mind right now, at the juncture of my life where I am, positive doing will lead to positive thinking. Positive doing will lead to positive thinking. The scripture says that faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. The doing. It's what you do that guarantees the breakthrough, not necessarily what you think. Oh, you're going to track some things with what you think. I mean, I went over that a couple of times with my various streams. You can go ahead and listen to a few of those, and you'll see that somewhat that theme coming through my voice. But positive doing. We have to do the right actions. We have to do the right actions, and we have to do them consistently. You have to do them consistently. If you're not going to put in the work, and that's a saying that's going around these days. Put in the work. If you don't put in the work, don't expect to get a result. I mean, you can think all you want. You could have your goals written out, and I believe in that. You can have think tanks and mastermind sessions. I believe in that. You can have vision boards and putting up and what you want to do and where you're going to be and who you're going to be and where you're going to go and what type of achievements you're going to have in your life. I believe in all of that, but they do not supersede positive doing. You have got to do the right doing with the right purpose, with consistency, in order to have the goal attained. I'll say that again. You have got to do the right doings along with the right purpose, along with the right persistence, and that leads to the goal attained. There is no other way around that. You must do. It's what you do, not necessarily what you think. I want to challenge you guys right now, and you ladies and gentlemen out there. More doing, less speaking. More doing, less words. More doing, less words. Do you know that? Do you know that doings or actions scream, words whisper? Sometimes we think it's the other way around. A man or a woman are defined by what they do. What they do, as I spoke in my last video, it's what be a person who gets results. Can't be a person who's always thinking. You're going to eventually have to get up. You're going to eventually have to put some actions to your thoughts in order for them to materialize. In other words, you'll just be known as a dreamer. And I love that term, the dreamer. That's great. But somebody got to wake up and do something. And so you have to wake up and do something if you're going to achieve what you're trying to get, what you're going after, the person you want to be, the person you want to be, rather. Imagine the life you want to live, but you decide that you don't want to do anything to bring it to pass. You're dependent on luck. You're dependent on if the stars align up, if you feel like it. If you feel like doing something, you will do it. If you don't feel like it, you're not going to do it at all. You're run by your emotions instead of what you know, to do proper actions. More doing, less speaking. Okay. Now we have to think about our plan. We have to think about that, and we have to see where we have to go. I mean, the mind is a wonderful tool that God Almighty has given us. And we think, we analyze, we look at the various scenarios, how we expect this to play out, the various challenges that we're going to have to overcome, the possible detours that could occur with a course of action. And that's fine. But don't get bogged down there. No, spend way more time doing work. You see a course of action. Does not necessarily yield the results. Sit down, take a rest, recalibrate the thinking, and get back to the doing. Okay, get back to the doing. Don't expect life to work for you if you're not working for your life. Do not expect life to work for you if you're not working for your life. Simple concept, but very, very true. Okay. Now, learn to use leverage and build community. Learn to use leverage and build community. I am one man. There's only so much I can accomplish by myself. There's certain goals I have, financial goals, physical goals, the goals, the intellectual goals, community goals. I can't, everything I've said to you, I cannot achieve by myself. I used to think I can. I would go out there and work. But you will wear out. You will wear out if you don't learn how to use leverage, how to employ the community, how to build a team, and you energize that team by finding out what they want, helping them to get what they want, and integrating that into what you want. It's really that simple. You have got to be able to use leverage. There's only so much you can accomplish by yourself. There's only so much you're going to ever achieve by yourself. This notion of being a lone wolf, a maverick, a person who goes at it alone, oh man, that's nice in the movies. That's nice in the movies. That's nice in the comic books. In real life, it's very ineffective. You can possibly achieve that goal, but you're going to spend way more time and resources if you don't burn yourself out first before you achieve it. Then if you thought about, how do I use leverage? How do I duplicate? How do I employ the community? What can I give back to the community in order to help me reach my goals? What can I give them in order to help them reach their goals? Focus only on the results. Only on the results. And when I say focus only on the results, there are some who get that mixed up. I'm just going to think the result. I'm going to positive think. I'm going to positive think. I'm going to positive think. No. Not just positive think. More positive do. More be about doing. Be about doing. I used to I used to have a slogan and a saying, a statement, affirmation in my head. When I would work for someone or I serve someone, should I say, I don't consider myself working for anyone but myself, but I serve others, should I say, regardless of what I'm doing. I think when I have someone I have to report to, I like to say the terms, for them to to find me doing, to find me working. Sometimes maybe working in the area that they say, hey, okay, you spent a little time that too long with that. Maybe go ahead and go through this, or we need to change you from doing something that's kind of vital to the completion of this project. And so I want to be that individual who said, okay, what do you want me to stop in order to do something else? I never did dig that saying from a supervisor, or even myself coming to you. You don't got nothing to do. You don't have anything to do. In other words, I'm paying you, or you're just sitting around. No. I'd rather have an individual who is actually doing. Who's actually hustling, who's actually grinding, who's actually focused on completing that goal. Then I can interrupt them and go and put them on something else. But I certainly don't want to take time, especially if I'm paying someone, and ask them, do you have anything to do? An employer, when they ask you something like that, man, you've already lost a notch. I don't know if you realize that, but they say, hey, you don't got anything to do, because employers, they want people who are self-starters. They want people who are disciplined, who are motivated to get the action done. They want people who don't need a lot of accolades. They're just focused on the task, getting the job done. You're going to have to persist and persist and persist and persist and persist and persist and persist. The persisting is one of the major keys to the breakthrough. It's one of the major keys of how you're going to ever attain any goal that you want. If and I like to ask you guys this question: how much pressure does it take for you to burst? A little? Do you have a thing in your mind? If they say this, that's it. I'm going to quit. If this doesn't go my way, I'm going to quit. If I don't get the proper recognition, I'm going to quit. Many people do. I mean, how many times are you going to quit? How many times are you going to have that label on you? You give them a little pressure and they just fold down and break. As opposed to someone else, you give them pressure. They have the same pressure to maybe you do it, maybe someone else do it. But the difference is they're focusing on the doing. They're focusing on the doing. And you better believe the eyes to be are looking at them and looking at you and seeing how much you could take it. What can you go through? I mean, for those who are military personnel or who have came through graduate programs, college programs, advanced fields of academia, advanced fields of study, not study, should I say, advanced fields of physical, of pushing themselves and stuff like that. One of the main things, you got people seeing just how much you could take. Because listen, if you quit on the small things, what's going to happen when you really engage in something? Are you going to quit? Are you going to quit on the team? If you can quit on yourself, you can quit on the team. Or are you going to persevere until the goal gets done? Are you gonna have positive doing? See, there are some situations that you're in, your positive thinking ain't gonna do you any good. You better be positive doing. You have to will your emotions, your mind, your heart, your soul to focus on getting this done. You have to ignore the wind, the rain, the weather, the noise, the chatter, the critics. You have to completely ignore them, because if you get off the field and you start heckling with them, or you start balling up and you start thinking like this is not going to get done, and someone can easily distract you and stuff like that, you're never going to achieve anything. You're just not going to never achieve anything. And don't expect to win. Don't expect to win if your fight is small. I'm talking about in here. If it takes you just a little thing to quit, or you have in your mind, if it's not done by so-and-so, especially if it's a great goal, it is a worthwhile goal. If it's not done in a certain amount of action, a certain amount of times, you're going to quit. If so-and-so don't do their part, you're going to quit. Let me give you a thing right there. Focus on your own lane. Don't worry about what someone else is doing. They got to be responsible for that. You focus on what you can do and only what you can do. You're not worried about it. You can motivate your team, and you can motivate people to complete the task, but never motivate someone else more than yourself. I'll say that again. Never motivate someone else more than yourself. You know, I have somewhat of a laser focus. Once I lock on a goal, once I lock on something, you know, I already see myself as attaining it, and I work until I get it. There is no quit. There can't be no quit. Quit to what? What are you going to quit to? What am I going to quit to? You know, how many times are you going to start over? How many times are you going to analyze it and flip it upside down and look at it and stare at the words and stare at the goals without putting actions? I tell you why you overanalyze things, because you're afraid. You're afraid of the ridicule. What if I possibly fail? What if people laugh at me? You know, but what if I fall flat on my face and just lay in the dirt? What if, man, you can't be worried about that. I came out of bad relationship. I came out of bad project. I came out of a bad situation that I lost, and I have a track record of losing in this particular area. Man, you better forget about that. You better forget about that, and you better be able to grind and push forward. Okay. And finally, I just want to talk to you guys about belief follows doing, not the other way around. It's not that I believe, then I do. I do, then I believe. I do, then I believe. You know, I like riding my bike, among other things, and getting out on the trail, just very therapeutic to me. And I set little targets, you know, as far as the distance. I just do 10-meter targets. I'll look at maybe a tree, and I'm going to pedal to that tree, and I get to that tree, and I only focus on that tree. I just have a vision looking at that tree. Now that tree may be 2,000 or 3,000 yards away, but I don't stop until I get to that tree. It's a goal. Okay. Or that bush or that sign. It's a goal, you know, and my body is screaming for, hey, give me some water. Let's get off the bike a little bit. Let's rest. Let's look at that nice deer that just ran across the trail. You can't do that, because, you know, if you keep picking up something and putting it down, picking up something, putting it down, picking up something, putting it down, there's going to come a time you're sending messages to your mind like, okay, it's time to, maybe we really don't want it. Maybe we should just go home. Are you going to do that with your marriage? Are you going to do that with your career? Are you going to do that with anything that you aspire to, any goal that's worthy and worthwhile? Are you going to keep doing that? Or are you going to fight? As much as God is getting you, are you going to fight until you get the breakthrough? Belief follows doing. Learn to be a doer. Be a person who is known for getting results. A person who does not take excuses, especially from themselves. A person who is downright focused on nothing but walking in the goal that they see. You can do it. You have to do it. Because at the end of the day, time is clicking. Time don't care if you do the goal or not. It's still gonna be keep subtracting from your life. I didn't say add, I said subtracting. Every second that goes by, you'll never get that back again. Every time you have to restart over. You're never going to get that progress again that you just gave up on. That's gone. Learn to be a positive doer. Learn to be a positive doer. More so than a positive thinker, learn to be a positive doer. Stick with that. Believe that. Become that. Smell it, see it, taste it, think it, be it, visualize it, and you will have it. This is Fitzgerald Stevens. Hey, please hit that like and subscribe button. Please share this video. If you're all cool with it and everything like that, maybe there's someone else that can help who you know. Maybe this is maybe they have been bogged down in the overanalyzing thinking, overanalyzing things. And let me say that one time. I used to have that problem. Man, I would think, I would overanalyze, I would flip it upside and down and go. It always put me at a deficit because when it was time to do, I had very, very little time to complete the project that I should have if I was doing. So that puts you in a rush mode. So I would have to rush to complete the project. So I should have, even if I was doing a little bit, I was doing something instead of this analyzing and flipping open and looking at this and cutting it this way and cutting that way. I'll admit to you, the reason I overanalyzed because I was afraid what would happen. And anytime you're overanalyzing, you're just afraid. But you put nice little excuses there, and you actually tell yourself that, and you buy them. But they're not going to get you anywhere. Action cures fear. Action cures fear. If you're afraid, do something. Move. Go ahead and work on that goal. Do something. Move with purpose. Move with purpose. Move with purpose. Be persistent. And you'll walk in it. And while other people are still talking about it and analyzing it, you've already got the task done and you're on to something else and bigger and better things. Thank you guys for hearing me out. Appreciate you. Have an excellent evening. Until we see each other again, this is Fitzgerald Stevens with Find Ways to Win. And remember, you're a winner.